Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Purple Slushy here, bringing you today's build. Today's build is called the Succession build. It's a really cool build I came up with. It's probably my favorite build that I have so far. It does a lot of damage. It melts people. It's really nice. I think you guys will really enjoy this video. So starting off with my sets, I got 3-piece Kagernak's Hope. It gives you max Magicka and recovery. I have a Disease enchantment on the staff with Nernhound. Disease is going to help me with Templars, Nightblades, anybody who has a lot of heals. It's going to debuff their healing, which is really nice. I really enjoy Disease. It's probably my favorite enchantment to put on the staff. I also have the Chest of Kag's Hope and also the Feet of Kag's Hope. The reason why I didn't go with like Seducer or Magnus 3-piece, I'm pretty sure that those are max magic and recovery also. I could be wrong on that, but I already had the feet and the chest made, so I figured why waste the mats and make a new set when I can just make a staff and I'll have the 3-piece of Kags. So that's why I got that there. And then I got the Maelstrom Resto staff. I was really lucky by getting it in defending, which is really nice. Defending or crit is what you want in a Resto staff. So it says regeneration restores 481 Magicka to you when you critically heal a target. Can occur once every 4 seconds. While equipped, grants 688 additional spell crit. So it's really nice to heal with. It's just a great staff. Now going on to the Succession set, which is the main point around this build. So Succession, Elemental Succession, gives you max Magicka, spell damage, max Magicka. Really good 1, 2, 3. Or 2, 3, 4. The 5-piece is even better. Elemental Succession. While in combat, you gain a rotating bonus to either flame, shock, or frost damage. The active element changes every 4 seconds. Your attack dealing damage with that active element gain 515 spell damage. I will show you how this set works after I finish going over my build. Going over into my champion points. Starting out in, I think this is the Lover or the Lord. I got 100 points into Bastion. Anytime you're a sorcerer, you want all your points in Bastion, or all your first points that you get, put them into Bastion. It's going to help you out the most. It's going to make you tanky. It's going to make it harder for people to kill you. It's going to let you 1vx a lot easier and 1v1 a lot easier to take a lot of the pressure off of you. The rest of the points I have in the light armor focus. The reason why I have them in the light armor focus is because yesterday I was 1v1ing a lot of stand builds, and I just had it in the light armor focus to get that extra physical resistance. Now, you can put it into Hardy, you can put it into Elemental Defender, Thick Skinned, Resistance for crit. It's really all up to you after you have all your points in the Bastion. You can set it up however you like. Going over into the green tree, I have 14 into the Magician. You only want to put about 20 into the Magician because after 6%, you're going to start getting diminishing returns with reduced cost. It's just something that I learned, and I've talked about it to a lot of different people, and they all agree on the same thing. Unless you're a Breton, you can stack a lot more into reduced cost. But I'm a high elf, so I want to stack all mine into recovery. I have 98 into recovery. I'm going to put 100 in there, but I don't have 100 in there yet because I still have 13 into tumbling. You definitely want to have a lot into tumbling, about 5%, because you're always going to be dodge rolling or break free because you're always going to get fear or CC'd, and you definitely want to be able to break free out of that. Now, this is how my champion tree differs from a lot of other people's. I have 0 points in the Thaumaturge for disease damage. That's because with the Elemental Succession set, since I'm always doing damage with those 3 elements, I want to do the most damage possible, so I put 100 points in the Elemental Expert, which increases my Flame, Frost, and Shock damage by 25%. This is going to let me hit a lot harder with those elements, and it's really nice. The rest of my points I put into crit. The reason I put them into crit is because I'm going to get a lot of healing back from the crits that I do. Also, the damage from my crits is going to be a lot higher, especially since I have a lot of points in the Elemental Expert. Like, my overloads will be hitting really hard when they crit. Another reason why I have points into crit is because I use Power Surge. Now, what Power Surge does is it gives you spell damage, and also, while active, critical strikes heal you for 40% of the damage done. So, say I crit off of a overload, it's going to heal me for 40% of the damage that I did with that overload. So it's going to heal me for a lot of damage, which is really nice. I'll always use Power Surge over Entropy and a staff build just because you're always going to be putting attacks onto people like constantly, so you're always going to be critting. If you're using dual wield, then I would go with Entropy for sure. Going over my skills, I'm using Force Pulse. The reason why I'm using Force Pulse over Crushing Shock is only because I'm using the Elemental Succession set. If I wasn't using the Elemental Succession set, I would definitely use Crushing Shock. But since I'm getting so much extra damage from that set, I'm using Force Pulse. Force Pulse gives you about another 200 to 300 damage on top of what Crushing Shock gives you. So it's going to let me do a ton of DPS. Bounded Geas. It's going to give me physical and spell resistance and then increase my max Magicka by 8%. Really good skill. It's really nice for increasing your max magic. It gives you your shields a lot, makes your shields a lot stronger. Crystal Frag is just another source of DPS. Inner Light, it gives me more spell crit and also max Magicka by 5%. Hardened Ward, it's 9,500 times 33%, so it's going to be around 13,500 or 14k, somewhere around there. Really good, really tanky. Then it overloads my other main source of DPS on my front bar. On my back bar, I got Power Surge, Healing Ward, it's my main heal. I got Bounded Geas and Inner Light again. The reason why I have those on my back bar also is because they're toggles. What that means is if I just had them on my front bar and I switched to my back bar, they wouldn't stay on. So you have to have them on both of your bars. I also have Streak, really good CC. It lets you get away from people, lets you create distance, and Shooting Star. I know that Ice Comet does more damage than snares, but I love the fact that with Shooting Star you get 12 ultimate for each enemy hit. So say there's 4 guys on me and I drop a meteor and it hits all 4 of them, I'm immediately going to have enough ultimate to go into my overload bar and drop my mines down for more DPS, or go into my overload bar and finish them off with overload, the guys that I hit with my meteor. So it's really, really nice. Going over my overload bar, I have Harness Magicka, Mines, both of my toggles again, Hardened Ward, and again overload. The reason why I have Harness Magicka here is to make me a little bit more tanky 1vx. Sometimes I'll switch it up for Proxdet. Proxdet adds a lot of burst to this build. Man, it's really, really good. Mines, I would always keep Mines on your bar. You're really going to need that. Unless you're 1v1ing a Sorcerer. If you're 1v1ing a Sorcerer, I would switch out Mines for Defensive Rune to get that CC, which is really nice. Also, you definitely want your Hardened Ward on your overload bar, because there's going to be times where you get stuck in your overload bar and you won't be able to get out, so you want to be able to protect yourself with your shields, which is really nice. Now I'll show you guys how the succession set works. It's going to switch. It starts out with fire, then it usually goes to shock. Well, it always goes to shock, and then it goes to see, so it starts out with fire. You see the ring around my feet, then it'll go to shock. The ad died too fast. So now it's on shock, and then I think it switches to ice. Yeah, now it's on ice, and it does a lot of damage. Then it'll switch back to fire again. So it's on fire right now. Now it's on shock. And it just does, it's really high DPS with your Force Pulse, which is really nice. Also, I'll show you guys how much damage the overloads do on the shock stage. So wait till it switches to shock. I think it's on shock right now, but I could be wrong. Yeah, now it's on ice. So once it switches to fire, I'll wait, and then I'll use it on the shock stage. So this is the shock stage. So really high DPS. It's really, really nice. I show you the tooltip with it on the shock stage. It's about 18,500, so really, really high DPS. If I had a resource buff, the tooltip on my overload would be 20k, which is really, really nice. So this set, just all around, is a really good set. It's a ton of DPS. It lets you melt people quick. It's great for PvE, PvP, anything that you want to do with this set, you can do it pretty much. So this has been my build video, guys. It's a succession build. If you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, and follow for more build videos and upcoming videos. I will be posting probably a 1vx build video, or a 1vx video with this build here in the near future. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Purple Slushy, and peace.